Hi everyone! So I'm gonna discuss what to do when the temperatures are high in the summertime and your fish or like a betta fish that I have need a lower temperature and all of a sudden it goes up. So what happened was yesterday we have a really high temperature in California and I noticed that my thermometer was showing 80, almost 89. It's not in a really dangerous zone for my betta fish, so I chose some slower tools for reducing temperature. What I did was I have this glass lid, as you can see, and I took it off and I needed something else in place of it that allows water to evaporate, but I didn't have anything, so I just put my reptile lid on top of here so that my betta fish, which is they're prone to jumping out of their fish tank, doesn't jump out. So it's very important that you take the lid, if it's completely like covered, off of the fish tank. If your fish is not a jumper, that's fine. If it's a jumper, put something else, like whatever that is gonna let evaporation but also prevents your fish from jumping out. And the evaporation is gonna help with reducing all the heat that are like stuck in that water to come out, and also helps with reducing the temperature. The second thing I did was I turned on my air stone so that the bubbles come up, and then there's more surface tension and or agitation, and surface agitation helps with faster evaporation. Third thing, I increased my filter's intensity to the highest, which also helps with surface agitation. And fourth thing, I added a small mini fan that is directly going towards the surface, and it also helps with more agitation. So far, after one day, I started this last night when I noticed the higher temperature. So what you need is a really slow reduction in your temperature. I started with seeing like 0.1 reduction every half an hour. So maybe it was 88.6 after some time, 88.4 after 1 hour, 88.2 after 1 hour and a half, something like that. So you want really lower reduction of temperature if it's not in a dangerous zone, because you don't want to put your betta fish in shock out of a sudden lower temperature. Your last resort, in case it is a really dangerous situation, your betta fish is not really moving, you see the symptoms of heat shock in your fish, is to put some water into some glass or plastic and then put it in your freezer, and overnight it's gonna make ice, and then put this and then put it inside your fish tank, let it float, and then that's gonna radically decrease your temperature. That's your final resort in case nothing works out. I mean, it will work out, but it's very slow with all of these methods. But at the same time, if this is a dangerous zone, let's say like for Fahrenheit, I mean, plus 90 is probably a dangerous zone. 94, 95 plus is dangerous zone for your betta fish. So that's when you want to intervene radically and put that iced container, and you don't want those stuff to go inside your water, because that's a different water or dechlorinated water inside. So yeah, so you just put it on inside and then let it float, and then it will do its trick really fast. So these are my main methods, 4 methods. 1 to Airstone 3 and then filter 4. And since last night, I mean, the temperatures are still very hot today, but as you can see, my temperature is currently as 82.2, and it reduced from 89 overnight. So it was very slow, but at the end, that's what you want if it's not an dangerous zone, as I mentioned. So yeah, I thought these are really good hints. I also learned it the hard way, so it would be good for you to learn, in especially if you're living in a really hot summertime areas, to just prepare and have this some sort of small fan ready. There's also Amazon versions that are clipped onto your aquarium glass and then go direction inside, and those are also, I guess, helpful, but since I had this, I just used it. So it's good to have those ready in case of this kind of like higher temperature emergencies. And it's really important to always have a thermometer connected to your water so that you're aware of high temperature situations, to let it not keep happening for your fishes. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention very important point. If you have a light for your fish tank, I mean, I just had it turned on for the video, but turn it off. You don't want more heat introduced. If there is a window close to your fish that is under direct sunlight, also try to put the curtains and don't have direct sunlight at them. So anything that is causing more heat from the surrounding area, try to reduce that or stop it. And the numbers I told you are in Fahrenheit. Please convert them in centigrades if that's your degree used. And I know for betta fishes, their ideal range of temperature is 78 to 82. So currently my temperature is in a good zone, temperature, but I don't know what exactly is centigrade, so please convert it if that's your preferred way of measurement for the temperature. Yeah. And one other point is that some aquarium hobbyists also advise for water change, like 20-25% water change, so that the new water is cooler. I mean, that's also an option, but I feel like with all these surface agitation and all those changes, I think it's enough as much as my experience showed me. So just changing water, it's gonna be, and doing all of this, I feel like it's more stress to the fish. A lot of changes would happen at once. I mean, I personally don't think that's necessary unless it's, again, in a dangerous zone that you need to do a lot of things at once to reduce the temperature radically fast. So yeah, I mean, water change is also another option, like minimal water change. That's another option. Also, there is another point, is that, as you can see, there is more water evaporation with all of our methods. So you might see more faster water decrease on the top over less time. So it's also important to, whenever it gets really lower than the top, just put water, dechlorinated water, back to fill that evaporated water, and keep doing this until you realize the temperature outside and whatever you have is back to normal, and it's not going to keep rising, or the water is going to stay stable. And in that case, just feel free to put your these are my hamster stuff, to put back your glass lid back, and then do what you were used to do, and then lower the filter amount, so that your betta fish is not really bothered with a higher wave inside. Also, one other thing I forgot, again, I have my heater inside. If you can see, the heater is here. I did plug it out so that it just doesn't work and it doesn't cause more electricity and more heat producing side. So another point is just to turn off or take out the wire for your heater so that it stops working. Okay, I think I mentioned everything now. I hope this was a helpful video for you. And your fish and your any aquarium species that needs lower temperature, tropical temperature area points, feel better soon. Thanks.